Right, we're going to have a chat about ScummVM today, specifically ScummVM on MiSTer. Talk a little bit about the history of it, how it works, how to get it installed. It's dead easy. I'll also show you how to configure it, enable the themes, Gamepad support, all that good stuff. Right, let's get scummy.
Well, that was a pleasantly understated credit sequence. I enjoyed the cheesy retro ambiance.
The golden age of point-and-click adventures was undoubtedly the late 80s through to the mid-90s, with the genre firmly taking a backseat to newfangled 3D accelerated offerings by the end of the decade, popularised on the Amiga and Atari ST systems with games like Maniac Mansion, the Monkey Island series, Elvira and Loom, and then later with PC offerings such as Sam & Max Hit the Road and Full Throttle. I fondly remember sitting down on my mate's Amiga around about 91 or 92 and playing through Monkey Island 2 one summer, even if some of the puzzles were probably a little bit too abstract for our young minds. But these games are jaw-droppingly gorgeous and packed full of humour, making them exceedingly worthwhile to play today. Now throughout this time, LucasArts was undoubtedly king of the genre, and it was their series of adventure games, starting with Maniac Mansion back in 1987, that served as the initial inspiration behind ScummVM, or script creation utility for Maniac Mansion Virtual Machine. Yeah, so ScummVM is not an emulator, and I cannot stress that enough. Rather, it interprets the original game data, replacing the original executables, enabling the games to run on many different systems. And I think that's pretty cool. Since its inception in late 2001, ScummVM has been ported to a number of different systems and has grown to support more than the original LucasArts game engine, being capable of playing virtually any game in the genre. Everything from the 80s classics right through to the 90s FMV focused titles like Myst, Gabriel Knight,
Cuckoo Clocks,
and Seventh Guest. ScummVM is in active development under the GNU license, general public license thing, and based on this work, developer Binary Bond 007 has expertly crafted a version specifically for MiSTer. Unlike most systems ported to MiSTer, ScummVM is not a core that utilises the FPGA, although it does use it to handle video and audio processing. Thanks Sorg. It's an executable script that runs atop Linux with the HPS hard processor system, including the ARM Cortex-A9 handling processing duties. Pretty neat stuff. Some cynics might question why bother doing this on MiSTer if it doesn't really use the FPGA, and I say, why not? Secondly, this isn't your grandma's ScummVM. It's fully featured, incredibly fast, and of great convenience to any MiSTer owner eager to explore the 80s and 90s point-and-click adventures. And thanks to developers Raisha and Kitrinix, it even includes support for Daryl Wyman's Roland MT32 Pi synthesizer solution for beautifully rich MIDI music. Basically, if you've already got a MiSTer setup, why not have ScummVM running on it? Now, getting this installed isn't hard. Lots of people seem to think it is. It isn't. It's really easy, and I'll show you how. I'll also include links in the description, along with a forum post to ScummVM on MiSTer for additional help and support if you need it. So first off, you want to head over to the MiSTer ScummVM GitHub page and download the latest release. Just click the green code button near the top and download zip. This will ensure you have the latest version of the installer. Don't be scared about the number of files here, we're really only after 3 of them. So once that's downloaded, just extract the files. Now get into your MiSTer file system, I'm using FTP, but you could just plug the SD card into your computer. And find the media FAT folder, and inside that, scripts. Put install_scummvm.sh in here. Once that's done, head over to your MiSTer and in the scripts menu, go down to Install ScummVM. Running this will download all the relevant files you need. It will take a little time, but once it's done, you'll find the new script available, ScummVM. And that's it, you've got ScummVM installed. Now you could just dive right in and start playing games, but I'll show you a couple of additional things which will just make life a little bit easier for you and more pretty. Now, obviously we're going to want games. You can store these either on an external drive or the internal SD or wherever really. I'm just going to use the internal SD and put them in the games folder inside ScummVM. Now let's copy the themes over to make things look a little prettier. Again, you can store these anywhere, but for ease, just create a themes folder inside ScummVM. Go back to the original files you obtained from GitHub and copy Scumm Modern and Scumm Remastered zips. Don't unzip them, leave them as they are and just copy them over to that themes folder. You don't need all of them, just grab the versions for 251. So fire up ScummVM from the scripts menu on your MiSTer and click on options. You're going to want a mouse for this part, but I'll show you how to set up gamepad controls in a second. First thing, let's change up the theme. Go to the Paths tab near the end and click where it says Theme Path and choose a location of your themes. Hit Apply and head over to the MISC tab and click Theme. From here you can choose the modern theme, which has a gradient look, or the remastered version, which is more of a flat design, and hit Apply. Head over to the Graphics tab. You'll probably want to enable aspect ratio correction and full screen mode, but feel free to experiment with whichever you prefer for your setup. You could also add filters depending on your preference. This can be done globally or on a game-by-game basis. Some of the more cartoony visuals might well be suited to a high-quality or Super Eagle scaler. To get Gamepad working, head over to Key Maps and configure the buttons. Starting at the top, you can create a shortcut for the ScummVM main menu. This enables you to bring up a menu at any time to save, load, or quit the game, among other options. Virtual mouse up, down, left and right for the D-pad. And if we scroll to the bottom, the interact key will serve as your mouse click. I found this setup works quite well for most games, but not all. So if you click on stuff and things don't seem quite right or nothing happens, you'll probably want to use a mouse just as the gods intended. Adding a game is as simple as selecting Add Game and choosing its folder. You'll be presented with some default options based on the game source ScummVM detects. You can just click OK and it's ready to go. Now look at that. The thing that always gets me about this is just how quickly everything fires up. And that's all there is to it. I've been having a ton of fun this week playing through these games using ScummVM on MiSTer. I was personally amazed at how much of Gabriel Knight 2's dialogue I still remembered some 25 years later.
Well, I guess I'd better get going.
Massive shout out to Binary Bond 007 who provided some additional help and support in making this video, and also of course for bringing ScummVM to MiSTer. If you like what you saw here, point and click the subscribe button, see what I did there, and check out the channel for more retro things what I did. Well, it's been an adventure. I'm done.